I'm trying to pick my words carefully. Subconsciously, they know that they're not doing what they need to be doing. They're not making the choices that they should be making. They're not living in alignment with who they want to be. And all of these things add up to an attack from them onto people who are doing these things. So I really just want to highlight, I don't. Okay, hello. So this is going to be a shorter video because I just recorded almost like an hour-long video, and I'll break that into 2 parts, and it's going to cover a lot of what needs to be covered. Few things. I will never give someone who needs to be the center of attention, who needs to be the hero, who needs to bring people down to try to lift themselves up. I will never give them any respect or fear or love, okay? People that do this are looking for attention. The only attention they'll get from me is me highlighting how unhealthy and toxic their behaviors are and how it's become normalized, and it's really disgusting. Beyond that, I'm not going to sit here and be like, this is what this person did, and this is what this person did. I will, however, document. So I had to deal with this. I just had to deal with this because I am out here living my life, literally crocheting scarves. And I have people attempting to stop me from living. And I don't know if it's because I'm speaking and they're upset about that, or if they just are now aware that whatever they attempted to do in the past didn't hold. Another thing I'd like to point out is the people that take the time to try to ruin someone, to try to ruin someone's reputation or smear their name or smear their character. These people are cowards in that they can't do the work on themselves. And they know that if they were to highlight themselves where they are, not only would people not be interested in hearing about it, but they would also look upon them with a little bit less respect because of who they are as people. So one thing these types of people will do is they will find someone who is living in their truth, authentically, being very brave and courageous on a day-to-day basis, because it's very hard to be honest and authentic and truthful in a world where people are hiding who they are so they can show up one way, which is what a lot of social media is. It takes courage to do that. It's a brave act to do that. And a lot of people who don't want to look at themselves, they're too afraid, they're too cowardly to sit down with themselves alone in a room, no TV, no music, just a notebook and their thoughts. That is the scariest thing to these people. They will do everything in their power to put somebody else next to them. They're actually very codependent individuals. They can't exist without someone else seeing that they're existing. They can't feel fulfilled unless other people see that they're fulfilled. And now, I'm not out here like knocking this. I've never been this person. I think that you have to be raised with a certain type of parenting that enables that belief, that enables that. I didn't have parents that enabled that. It was like, you can learn how to do this on your own, and you need to. It wasn't go get a friend and then you can do it. That is a weakened structure that has come along, I don't know when, and it's actually really bad for children because they don't learn how to fail on their own. And if they don't learn how to fail, they are not going to know how to pick themselves up on their own. So if children become adults who were raised that way, who have always been bailed out, who have always been given the answer, who have always been given the money or whatever it is for them to exist, they don't know what life is like without that. And they would absolutely crumble if they didn't have that. And so when they see people who are existing that way, there isn't just a, how dare you live like that with less than I have. There's an awareness of, it's almost like it's a subconscious thing for them. I'm gonna pick my words carefully. subconsciously they know that they're not doing what they need to be doing. They're not making the choices that they should be making. They're not living in alignment with who they want to be. And all of these things add up to an attack from them onto people who are doing these things. So I really just want to highlight, I'm trying to be nice. How other people choose to avoid their healing is not something I bother with or worry about. How they choose to treat other people when they don't do their healing, I don't tend to worry about it, but I do pay attention. It's like so hard for me to say this because I know that it's going to offend the people that are watching, and I don't really want to offend them. I want to get through to them, because offense just leads to more anger, and then more anger leads to more emotional responses rather than logical thinking. And so I'm not really sure how to relay this in a way that's going to make logical thinking come out instead of an emotional response. I'm not dealing with people who are emotionally regulated. I'm dealing with people who drink, who maybe do drugs, who maybe, I don't know what they do. Maybe they have lots of sex to heal with it. Maybe they run through males or girls or whatever it is so that they can avoid these truths, because the truths that I'm speaking on are highlighting all of the lies without really sticking up for myself. And so I think that there's a crash out that's happening. Actually, I know that there's a crash out that's happening, and they're feeling backed into a corner. I don't really care how people feel about me sharing my truth, and I really need to clarify that. If people who helped harm me are watching me now because they're worried I'm gonna name them personally, I'm not. You don't matter to me enough to do that. I will speak on the things that have been done, and there are a few specific people who, and here's the thing, I wouldn't have started speaking up if I had been left alone, but it's like these people put me into a space where they thought they had me really down, like I couldn't get up, and then they continued to send things at me, like proverbially kicking me while I was down. And then when I grew and they got tired of it, okay, it's no fun when she's like basically dead. Okay, let's go find somebody else to terrorize, right? When they find out through the grapevine, however they find out that I'm actually doing well and thriving, they take that as a personal offense to them. Like how I'm living my life somehow is for them. And I really want to highlight that psychosis, that's most likely like a cluster B personality. People like to glom a lot of unhealthy and negative behaviors and say narcissism, or so there's sociopaths, there's psychopaths, there's the Machiavellians. Like, you have to understand there are several different layers to people who thrive in this energy. So that's really all I wanted to talk about. I don't really want to get into depth about it all. I've been peeling my nails off. These ones were so long. Like, look how long that one is. You see how long that one is right there? So all of them were like that long, but they're so thin and they break. I explained this in my other video, but yeah, and I've just been busy crocheting. Look at that. I did that. Really proud of myself. Yeah, I would show you all the other ones, but I don't know what I'm gonna send over for Christmas presents for certain people. So anyway, I digress. Yeah, if you're dealing with people that are attacking you, the best offense for this is to raise your vibration, because these people are really low energy. They're vibrationally, like on a physics scale, they're very low vibrationally. And physics, like attracts like, if you raise your energy high enough, they cannot reach you ever. Like, you'll never see them, you won't hear from them, they'll try to do things to you, they won't be able to reach you, because physics like attracts like. So if you're someone who's dealing with this, yin yoga is going to be your best friend. If you're somebody who is attacking people and not doing your own work, yin yoga is going to be your best friend. As someone who learned and got registered as a yoga teacher and then had problems being at the front of the class, I will always say yoga, okay? If I wasn't doing photography like I am, I would probably be doing yoga, teaching yoga. So I just need you to understand that your energy is why you feel the way you feel. This is for people who are attacking others, okay? I'm not laughing at you, but sort of, because it's like, fuck. You can choose to be anything in the world, and you choose to be somebody's stalker. You could be amazing. You could do anything you want, and you choose to find somebody who's living their life choosing to be anything they want. And you are like, how dare you? Like, all the free will in the world, that's just a wild decision. That's just a wild choice to just constantly make somebody the only focus. So yeah, if you're somebody that's doing this, I send you love, and I pray for you that you find your relief that you need, because it's an energetic relief within you, and you've got energy pent up somewhere in your body that is making you act like this. And it's embarrassing behavior. Like, I want to be so real with you. If you're an adult, like over 30 doing this type of shit, you are a walking red flag, and everyone can see that right now. I'm not directing this at anyone. This is just for people who are unhealed, who are fucking triggered by things that people that are healed are saying, okay? And 12:12 on the clock when I looked at the time. So you are showing your ass to the whole world, and no matter what you try to maybe show to, Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is, however you might want to build this facade that you're someone else, your emotional reactions, your emotional outbursts, the stupid decisions you make when you think someone else has wronged you for simply living your life is proving your character. Just like me making these videos, sharing my truth, and all the myriad of content from 2017 to now shows my character. No lies formed against me can prosper, and I'm sorry that this is how you're learning about that. And listen, you never got away with anything. This is a message. Because I should turn my tarot channel back on. I think I'm going to do some tarot. You never were in control of anything. You weren't in control of shit. You were like God's puppet. Like a little marionette. Every piece that you played in the puzzle was meant to happen to build up who I needed to be. And this goes across the board for everyone. God uses people to hone his spiritual warriors. Like, I don't know why this isn't, it's not hard to understand. If you have attacked someone over and over and over again, and every time you attack them, somehow they rise, God works through them. I don't like saying God's chosen ones, because I think everyone is God's chosen ones. I think people are given a gift. Every person is given a gift. And I think that you either choose to become better and have God work through you, or you become bitter. And who works through you then? It's not God. God is not the one working through you. And I'm not preaching that this is like a Catholic God or whatever. I'm saying that there isn't a source, creation, the one energy, however you want to look at that. When you take strife, abuse, pain, and you build yourself through love with that, you become untouchable to every person that is trying to harm those that are just trying to do good. They can't touch you. They might set things back, but even now, every setback is protection for me. You cannot change my attitude. You cannot change my perception. You cannot change who I am. No one can. I am who I am. And I love who I am. And I can bet that the amount of people that have gone through the hardships that I've gone through, but have been carried through love with God, with their source energy, whoever that is for them. So I'm not out here preaching. They see it too. Like, this isn't just a me thing. This is a pretty general consensus across the board for people that align to this energy. So that's all. I just want to say it. This turned into a longer video. I love y'all. There's going to be a 2-part video after this one. I don't know what I'm going to have to cut out, but I explained a lot of things there that I've been dealing with. I'm just going to say what you put out will always come back to you in the world. And right now, especially, God's children, the ones that live through God and love and do and put love out into the world, I'm not saying that like we're untouchable. All of us can die, right? I'm saying that tread carefully. This is not a threat. Like, you're gonna do what you're gonna do, and then what's gonna happen is gonna happen, right? Like, make good decisions. Okay, love you, bye. Another thing I want to quickly respond to, because I just saw that my sister left a comment. I love you, baby girl, but we are not going to ignore the parts played throughout our lives where I have been the bad guy and you have, well, that's worked out really well for you. Okay, we are not going to do that. If you are commenting in hopes of me not highlighting our relationship and how we're literally just now talking after 5 years of not talking because of that, I need you to understand that if you infiltrate, okay, if you make a comment, I've always had your back. No, you haven't. You absolutely have not had my back. You've always had our mother's back. And this is why I have had to do life alone, because she taught you that the more you are against me, the safer you are with her. And while that's not really your fault, I see a lot of similarities in the way you are. And I'm grateful that we are back in each other's lives. But I will remove that just as quickly as if I see that this is some ploy to connect me to anybody that I don't want to be connected to. So I hadn't even thought about our relationship. Like when we were on the phone, I told you I'd probably discuss how bad I felt for being mean when I was younger, and I didn't realize that I was just angry at mom. But you can't be leaving comments on my fucking profile like you have not played a part into my pain, okay? We're not doing that. We are absolutely not doing that. We are not going to go, well, I've always been there for you. I don't know why you're acting this way. We just now started talking because I called you. Okay? You haven't always been there. It's not about you. This channel is not about any of you. And if my family wants to be here and watch me, you will respect that. We're not doing this toxic bullshit. And that's what I get from that comment. So I'm not trying to be a bitch to my baby sister at all, because I'm really glad that we're back in each other's lives. But we do have a lot of things that we need to heal, and we're not going to have you make comments on my YouTube when we haven't had those conversations yet. It's really, really tense with us right now. It's not really a time for us to get into those serious conversations. So again, what you're not going to do is make this space about you and how you feel offended that I haven't included you, because we've never had a good relationship. And that was because of our mother. That wasn't because of something you did or something I did. We would have been incredibly close had she not always found a way to try to work a wedge into our relationship. And I'm convinced she's probably doing some shit right now. So I'm going to put this in with my other video that was supposed to be shorter. Now I think it's about 20 minutes, but I love you, baby girl. I love you with all my heart. You're my baby sister. But we're not going to ignore the parts that everyone played in the family. It's not, we were all who we needed to be to survive, but now we're adults and we can choose better, okay? So if you feel victimized by my sharing, I need you to look at yourself, because remember, I am my father's daughter. Heck, that's my father. And I am very much his daughter, which shouldn't surprise you. I don't think it surprises you at all. So I love you. But again, if you're going to do the comments and stuff, I would suggest maybe you don't need to comment. You don't need to I don't need validation and support from any of the family, because I have never gotten it. Okay. So I don't need that from you. It's cool to have it. I appreciate it. But if you're doing it to make yourself feel better, that's going to make me do a video. And then I'll just dive into everything from our childhood. And I don't know if you're ready to dive into that. You know what I mean? I don't know if you want to talk about that. So again, I love you. But I'm going to set that record straight right now, because I am convinced that this channel is probably circulating with all the family that has something to say about me. Well, they've heard things from someone who wanted to keep me down. She didn't want anyone to love me. I can't explain why my mother is jealous of her own child, because as a mother, I don't understand it. I digress. I don't want to give her any attention. She doesn't deserve it. I love you. Kiss the kids. I'm sure you'll see this video, and I'm not against going, hey, saw your comment, didn't like it, made a video. It's not a badge. Lets you know I love you, but also mind your P's and Q's. Okay? No one will be coming onto my space trying to shift the truth into some fucking narrative that'll work for somebody. And as much as I love my baby sister, she is ride or die for my mother, and she always has been. And she's never received the type of behavior and treatment from my abusive ass mother that I have. Okay? And I don't really need to go into narcissistic dynamics, because people that know. And I want to talk about that. This is my channel. My next video after the 2-part videos, I'm going to go into all of the books that I've read in 2025. And there's a lot of them. And I don't own a lot of them. I did a lot of them on Kindle. Thank God for Kindle. Oh, I love Kindle so much. But yeah, okay. Love you. Bye.